why. I'm just expecting the worst right now. Hey guys, Omni here. We're about to dive into episode 4 of The Haunting of Hill House. Last episode focused on Theo, her story, and her abilities. Like, she's got this extrasensory touch. She can touch things and get like a sense or a feeling of what experiences an item might have had, what ties or emotions were left behind on particular items. She can also read people and their emotions. We saw that on a few occasions with her touching Luke, with her touching Annabeth Gish's character, a few different examples throughout that. And she even uses her gift to kind of help her with her child psychology, as well as using it as a weapon against those same people that are mistreating those children, like she did with that foster family that took in this girl who was conjuring up this creature, this Mr. Smiley, to kind of cover up or mask the trauma that was being induced upon her by her so-called guardians. So it was a really interesting episode. Again, shows how each of these different characters are playing with their trauma in different ways and how their individual experiences and outlooks have kind of framed their trajectories going forward. From what we learned too from this as well, that Shirley's husband, the rest of the family, it seems, has taken a check from Stephen's book, but she called out Stephen's book and its accuracy because she was like, you were asleep through most of the night on the final day. You came up with some pretty crazy stuff in there, man. So, like, out of everybody, he probably has seen easily the least, and he's the one profiting on everything else too. I find that a little bit interesting. Like, he doesn't believe it, so he created fiction out of it. He didn't see it all, so he created fiction out of it. I think everybody else is dealing with it in a much different way, but then again, they've all kind of built up these walls in different manners around the events because some of them seemingly have seen some things. But I think the ones that have seen the most of it and the worst of it is the father, Nellie, and Luke, more than likely, and the path that Luke gets set upon. So I'm wondering, because each episode has kind of framed itself around one of the central characters. So I wonder who we're going to be following this time and when we're going to break that cycle. Probably once everybody in the families kind of had their own episode, we've seen each of their stories, and then we'll probably see everything just kind of whirlwind out of control and see how it goes. So remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this, just like with everything else, you can check out the watch-along over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, gets you access to that as well. It's just one of the ways you can support the channel. Other than that, you can also just share the videos, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, because it makes YouTube happy, makes the videos happy, and it just helps with the channel. But guys, that all down to the way, let's go ahead and dive into episode 4 of The Haunting of Hill House. Here we go.
He even ripped my shirt, and they still didn't believe me. You believe me, don't you, Abigail?
Boy, oh boy, we could have a heck of a yard sale, guys.
Yeah.
Can I have the hat?
I think it's too big for you, honey.
That is a big boy hat, all right. You want this? Well, you are a big boy now. Well, you know, big boys, they know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary. You like it?
He loves it.
Well, how do you know that?
It's a twin thing.
Oh, they were twins? I assumed he was older.
Oh, nice.
I'm having a total deja vu right now.
What do you see?
4 reading areas. Mom and Dad sitting in reading chairs that face each other. Smaller ones for 2. No, 3. Kids' books are on the lower shelf, so even the little boy with the wheelchair can reach his favorites.
Wow. That got really specific.
She's seen the future or the past?
Waiting to happen if you don't pull those down. Bodies swinging back and forth right there.
Yeah.
I must be allergic to the 4-step. Every time I do, when I break out in track marks, something's bothering you tonight.
could possibly be bothering me in a place like this.
I meant to tell you your brother called earlier.
Siegel?
Yeah, I wanted to know if you were here.
That's typical.
You should call him back tomorrow. Tell him about your chip.
He won't believe it. I never do. It's kind of their thing.
That sister of yours, the one that dropped you off, she seemed to believe in you. Tons, actually.
Yeah, well, that's a twin thing.
10 o'clock, Joey.
Yeah. Back to the ladies' cell block.
Go?
I'm sending down 3 buttons. You ready? I said I'm ready. I got 2. I sent 3. Well, I only got 2. Maybe we can drop some other stuff to shake it loose. Like what?
Let's just clog it up more.
Some rocks in the garden. Pretty ones. Abigail showed me one in...
Clara?
You're scared. No, I'm not. I can tell. How? Because I'm scared.
Theo did feel something weird on that bed.
Down there? I'm here. I was right. There's nothing.
Oh my god. Jesus. I thought I saw something in that reflection earlier.
As you've all heard by now, Joey chose to leave treatment in the middle of the night. This is what happens when we forget why we're here. There's a reason why the program encourages us to stay out of personal relationships the first year.
We're not in a relationship.
Any kind of relationship.
What's the fucking note say?
Hi, this is Nell. Please leave a message after the beep.
Don't follow me.
Hey, it's me. I had a moment last night. I just want to make sure that you're okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh my, fuck you, dog. This ghost have a walking stick? Oh. Yeah, he's got a walking stick. He ain't walking though. Dude. That's wicked. He's a little bald though. Maybe he wants his hat back. Oh my god, okay. I keep thinking like, I'm always like, something's gonna be behind him. I'm always clenching my ass for the fucking like jump scare. Yep, he wanted the hat. Oh, his like bat screech scream. It's intense. Still looked like an old dude. Looking for his hat.
How'd you know where to find?
in other spots.
Just because I messed up doesn't mean you have to.
I got an idea. If I can get you a motel, then...
Do you have money?
No.
Can you get money? What about your sisters or your brother? Do you think you can call them?
I'll get some.
Oh, she got
Okay?
really interested in money real quick.
I'm gonna get us a place to stay tonight. Tomorrow too. And I'm gonna get you clean again.
No, Steve is not coming back soon. Maybe ever. He doesn't live here anymore. We separated a month ago.
Can you just give me Steve's address then, please?
I think he's out of town. I am proud of you. I am. But you have to talk to Steven. You know what he's gonna say.
You're not serious. I am. They'll hang a toy phone around your neck all day, maybe longer. Like a child's toy phone? Yes, it's like
Deja vu like his mom did, I think.
you guys got it all, man. Where do you go from here? Maybe fill this place up with some kids, I guess.
Well, that conversation got awkward real quick.
I mean, you know the definition of insanity, Steve. Doing the same thing over and over.
And expecting different results. Sure, man. Sure. You know, it's the same thing over and over again, in spite of the result, or in spite of a backslide, or in spite of a full-fledged fucking relapse. Doesn't mean you stop just because it gets a little repetitive. One day at a time. When we decide
It's like conditioning. You got to reinforce it, like a diet, a workout routine.
I'm not asking for her hand in marriage. I just wanted to bring a friend to dinner, and you're not even giving her a chance.
No, I guess I'm not. I gave them all to you.
Wow. You know what she says? She's a good person.
Just because someone's a good person, just because you care about them, doesn't mean they won't burn you. You're a good person, Luke, and I love you. And, you know.
That's all I wanted. 30 days clean so you could make me feel like shit again.
Luke.
Fuck you.
Oh, okay. So this is.
It's fucking freezing in here.
But I thought the midnight, like the 12:03 thing happened. Before this? Or after this? Sorry. So Luke has already seen Nell.
You got a fever?
Yeah, maybe. My arms and legs, you know, muscle aches.
Oh no. It's happening now. He's feeling Nell.
It means a lot.
You're welcome.
No, she sent that message to him because he'd be able to feel it. That's before she went to the house and was found.
Right.
She gonna steal the money off of him and walk into the alley?
What are you doing?
Be back in a flash.
I don't know why. I'm just expecting the worst right now. Yeah, she took the money.
You know, I was always a scared little kid, and I thought I'd get braver as I got older, but I didn't.
What the fuck?
I didn't really understand death yet, so I guess I just expected her to come back.
Took his shoes and his jacket.
I'd stare out my window as the cars came around the corner, just hoping that one would stop and my mom would step out. She never came back, of course, but other things from when I was a kid, they came back. I guess that's why I started using it in the first place, to keep those things away. And I'd get clean, you know, weak.
Always 7 steps behind him.
I'd always feel him, you know.
Well, except for the one time he was like 7 yards.
I'll never know how it felt for them to be done like that. I hope I never know. Sorry. I want to think.
Now he knows, in a way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Come home, my love.
Damn.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't help her. I'm so cold. My arms and legs are stiff, but I didn't use. I wasn't using, but I feel it anyway. You believe me, right? You gotta come with me. Nell's dead. No. It was suicide.
Neck.
Maybe.
No.
It wasn't.
Fuck, man. Not a lot of spook. Not a lot of scary in that episode. But, I mean, we had some moments, you know, the guy with the cane, you know, creeping in the background, levitating through the house, but it wasn't, like, scary. I thought it was neat. I thought it was cool, actually. But I was really gripped with his struggle, his journey. And yeah, I was kind of right about at least my speculation about what caused him to go down that stuff. Like, him and Nell saw, I think, a lot more than some of the others did. So it damaged them a lot worse. And so that sent him down this path of trying to numb all those feelings, to run from those feelings, like he had mentioned in a lot of his meetings. And unfortunately, he got to feel what it's like to be on his family's end of all of this, putting all your faith and trust and love into somebody like that, and then have them burn you like that. For someone that was the inspiration for him, like, I get it. Like, it's easy to like watch the show and be like, oh, her. But people deal with their struggles in a different way. It was just very real, and it sucks. I know people that have dealt with addiction. I know people that have gone through all this same loops. So it's just like, this was just an emotional roller coaster in and of itself. Wow. Luke's just such a good kid. He just had like so many bad things happen, and he couldn't compartmentalize it. It never helped that because they were the youngest ones or whatever, they were always dismissed and never believed. And it just continued onward into his adulthood. He was just never believed. He was always holding out hope, holding out his hand, holding out something for somebody else to kind of reciprocate. And it was just never really returned because everybody else was too busy dealing with it in their own way. They never really, you know, it seems like after that whole thing, they just weren't there for each other anymore. They were really just kind of broken apart, fractured because of that loss, that trauma, that event. And then him hanging on. His performance in this episode was really good. Well, I was like, I don't see how this is the kid, the head shape and whatever. I was like, I feel like out of the castings, like I don't quite see how that kid grows up into him. Obviously, he's got contacts at this point, or he's just walking around like not able to see shit. Or maybe, who knows, maybe Steve bought him LASIK at some point. But his performance in this episode is really good. And I like the effect of the cane man hovering behind him, like always staying like 7 feet away. Given whichever circumstances is better. Then it turned around and it was actually his mom with the headlights, just like he was describing. He was always looking up out the window, hoping the headlights was his mom coming home. And this time he's like, Nell saw something that summoned her back to the house. Maybe this image, this visage is what's trying to get him to come back as well. Everybody else seeing their own little specters here and there. but he was able to kind of hold on. And who knows, maybe because of their connection, he was kind of pulling all the strength. Because sometimes, while they can share things, sometimes there can be a little bit of a siphon as well. Yeah, I knew that something he was feeling had to have been connected to Nell. Since we were following him, we know he wasn't using, so it is what it is, man. Great performances across the board. This one, man, I keep saying it, was like each one of these has been really heartbreaking. This one I feel like, and it could just be my perception of, you know, what we've been viewing. You know, we saw his conversation with Abigail, was it? The little blonde from the outskirts of the property. But I feel like a lot of our time this time around, where I feel like it was kind of like evenly distributed in the previous episodes where our time was spent. I feel like we were mostly in the present day in this one. And I was a little confused as to how he saw Nell beforehand, but I worked that out later into the episode, but before he went to Steve for the money, but I figured that part out at least. It was a little confusing at first with the time. Some of the time dilation here and there. The old woman sitting on the bed by the dumbwaiter, whatever. Yeah. Interesting. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. I really like it. The performances are so good in this show so far. But guys, what do you think of this episode? What are your thoughts on the story so far? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. For now, remember, if you want to see the full-length unedited reaction to this episode, you can check it out over on Patreon or become a member here on the channel. Speaking of, I want to shout out our channel legends before we go. Mandy Sher, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yuri Kurskov, Margaret Grace, Peelings, M, and Mary Bradley. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. You can also join the conversation either on my Discord or on my socials. Links to all those are in the description down below. But I'll see you guys in the next episode, and happy October and happy Halloween. Take care, everybody.